Hey, Pittsburgh, stand up. J.J. Watt might go to the Steel City and ball up with his two brothers at Heinz Field. It'd be easier for the family. Football heads and fanatics, if you like Neon Football Talk, please like that button and hit the subscribe button as well. And if you would like to share your opinion, don't be afraid to comment neither. As many of y'all know, on February 12th, 2021, the Texans mutually parted ways with J.J. Watt after, a great career with the Texans. He was 11th overall pick in the 2011 draft, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 5-time All-Pro, member of the NFL's 2010 All-Decade team, helped Houston win 6 division titles. But J.J. Watt, he has, he ain't slow down. He's still there, all right? J.J. Watt still was creating havoc on the Texans defense in 2020. He had his second career pick 6 on Thanksgiving Day against the Detroit Lions. And in 2020, his pass breakups were the highest total since 2014. He forced 2 fumbles, had 5 sacks, and 14 tackles for a loss. So he could play for what y'all want to say washed up. He played all 16 games, despite missing half of 2019 season with a torn pec. And there's 12 projected teams wanting J.J. Watt. So we ain't going to say he may not be what he once was as a young first overall pick, but J.J. Watt can still create havoc. And I'm telling you what, if you put him up with his brother or you pair him up with that Buccaneer defense, he's going to show. He's going to show out with Ndamukong Suh. He's going to show out with T.J. Watt and Cameron Hayward down there at the Steel City. I got 5 for y'all. I got 5. And yes, we're starting at number 5 because I'm going in order. I'm telling you, this is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and this is the order. I'm telling you, number 1 is my favorite. That's how I'm riding. All right. My 5th favorite is the Buffalo Bills. Okay, they're 1 game away from the Super Bowl. They would create a quiet tandem with Jeffrey Hughes on the edge. J.J. Watt and Jeffrey Hughes would make a great tandem on the edge, right? Buffalo's blue-collar fan base would welcome Watt to the Western New York, which may be a perfect match for Watt. Watt, that might fit Watt. So we're not going to take that out of discussion. And the Bills have little more than enough cap space than these other teams in this run, too. And if they cut Mario Addison, that would create roughly $6.1 million in new cap space. And Sean McDermott's defense-minded team seems to be one of the best fits for Watt. Number 4, the Baltimore Ravens. Now, we know the Baltimore Ravens, they're not afraid of going after productive veterans for an effort to immediately improve. That's what they do in Baltimore. That's what they do. You see Calais Campbell. That's what they do in Baltimore. So they'll take them vets. And I'm telling you, Baltimore is not. They're a contender, too. These teams are contenders, right? The Ravens defensive line coach and run game coordinator, Anthony Weaver, exists as a familiar face who served as Houston's D-line coach from 2016 and 2019 before leaving for Baltimore. So he knows J.J. Watt. They cool. Derek Wolfe will likely leave in free agency in March for the Baltimore Ravens, so they're definitely going to need to fill that spot. The Ravens have enough cap space to take on Watt at a respectable number, and Watt will join Calais Campbell. Like I said earlier, they went after Calais Campbell, and that'd be a great, mix-up too. They're both dominant vets. Number 3, go Pack Go, the Green Bay Packers. Now, some of y'all may know, some of y'all may not know that he is from Wisconsin. So for him to go to Green Bay, Wisconsin, J.J. Watt will be going to play at home where he's from. That's, some players like to do that when they're at the end of their career. They want to go back home and, try to, get a championship at home. And let's not say that's not predictable. They were in the Green Bay Packers were in the last 2 NFC championships. And we know that you're going to need a pass rusher to rush old man Brady. The Packers did finish top 10 in sacks, specifically because of Zadarius Smith. More pressure on the D-line may possibly made a difference in the NFC Championship. I formally believe that they could add more pressure, definitely, because they were close. They weren't really getting blown out. They were close, right? Could be what puts the Green Bay Packers on top in 2020. Might put them over in 2021, I'm sorry. It might be what puts them over is a vet like J.J. Watt, right? That might be. They fortunately do not currently have enough projected cap space. They could free up some cap space if they cut some players like Preston Smith, Devin Funches, Christian Kirksey, and Rick Wagner, right? But hold on, there is some dudes in free agency that may not be returning back to cold Green Bay. And some of their names are, like, I might thinking he might be coming to Miami, Aaron Jones, Corey Lindsey, Jamal Williams, and Kevin King may all decide to leave in free agency too for the Green Bay Packers. So that might be able to open up some, room they can maneuver to throw J.J. Watt a nice respectable deal to come home and chase a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers. And I'm telling you, that sounds pretty good, right? And this defense is nasty. And this is my number 2. And this is what I call war with a double W. Double W war. This is what double W war means. Watt wants a ring. And if Watt wants a ring, really wants a ring, number 2 is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Or we could say Tampa Bay Brady. Solid in defense, which includes, let's just go off the line. Devin White, Levante David, and Shaquille Barrett. Already scary. There's 3 dudes right there. They scary, right? Watt will make holes for them. You got to worry about them 3 dudes. Boom, you got Watt. Come on, that's already making me nervous for whoever it is down there. Taysom Hill, Drew Brees, wherever Drew Brees goes back, he might break his ribs again messing with J.J. Watt there. That defense is real. It's a unit that helped hold the Kansas City Chiefs to 9 points in the biggest game. You can't listen. I don't want to hear about the refs and all that. Stop it. That's a real defense. Refs could cheat all they want, but a good defense ain't going to let you. If you sorry defense, you're going to score, right? Let's be real. Right. Thank you. So they're not sorry. Bucks' first offseason priority, obviously, is signing their free agents before making a big splash in free agency. They want to retain all them players. The Bucks want to retain their players. They want to keep that team up, keep that meshing, because that locker room right now is fiending. You coming off a Super Bowl win, and that's a really solid team that could build off a lot of things too. They could build off a lot of things, but they finished really strong, and they finished strong at the right time. After they lost to Kansas City, they kind of turned into a different team, and people were counting them out, but they showed up, and they showed up big in the Super Bowl. I don't want to hear about that. But the opportunity to land a future first ballot Hall of Famer may be too inciting for Bruce Arians and GM Jason Lynch to pass up. This dude's a future Hall of Famer, and his legendary experience will be great to put in that D line in Tampa Bay with JPP. Pittsburgh. Number 1, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Pittsburgh, I know y'all are really excited. I'm excited too. I'm like, the Junior Brothers. Last year they became the second trio of bros all time in the NFL to play in the same game. They could do that 16 games. That's amazing. So, they might, that's an opportunity you can't say that's not really like real or legit. Like, that's something he's really thinking about. Pittsburgh, I know it's cold, but number 1, they're contenders. And number 2, you could play with your brothers. They are contenders, and you could play with your brother. Like, you could ball with your brother, and your brother's the baddest man on defense. And you're right, Mr. Watt. He did get gypped. I'm sorry, AD. I'm sorry, X. You had 10 interceptions. AD, you're a baller. You're a scary man. We get it. But TJ Watt deserves defensive play of the year, and I stand by that. Y'all let Bud Dupree ride. Bud Dupree's like, man, I want out Pittsburgh. I want to probably go catch some money. You feel me? Boom. Bring in J.J. Watt. He gives the Steelers, another solid defensive pass rusher to pair with his brother. Bingo. Who is already nasty and the best pass rusher in the NFL right now. You know what I'm saying? Led the league in 15 sacks, right? It would add depth to the D-line, who may lose Tyson Alou this free agency too during offseason. Watt's leadership will be welcomed in Pittsburgh, especially with Captain Marcus Pouncey, who announces retirement. Vance McDonald's retiring too, another leader in Pittsburgh. That's a good leader to bring into Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? That's a great leader to bring into that defense. And Pittsburgh's still a contender. And Watt's going to, Watt could bring something. And he can play with his brother. Pittsburgh is tight with cap space, but it could wiggle some room to make it work. And like I said, if they lose, Bud Dupree and Tyson, I will definitely be able to make it work. Football heads and Fin fans, if you enjoy my content, please like this video and hit that subscribe button. And if you would like to share your opinion, you could also drop a comment as well too.